Good morning dear students, welcome back to CLE Science online class. I hope you all are absolutely fine and doing well at your home. Dear students, in last class we are learning about the chemical properties of the metals. In that we have learned how the iron is reacting with the oxygen to form a iron oxide, which is considered to be a rust or brownish color. And with that we have learned how the copper is reacting with the moist air to form a copper hydroxide and the copper carbonate, which gives the greenish color. Is it? So in today's class we are going to learn some another facts how the metal is reacting with the another things. Dear students, let's recall what are the chemical properties of the metals. So dear students, in the chemical properties describes how substances react, how they changes into another substance, and the metals that react vigorously are said to be a reactive metals, and the metals that do not react are considered to be a unreactive metals. So these are the basic concept already we have learned when we are preparing our the reactive series of metals. So I hope you are well familiar the concept of reactivity series of the metals, then only it is easy to understand the chemical properties of the metals. Okay dear students, so let's recall one by one the things. Okay dear students, so let's take a simple experiment related to the magnesium metal ribbons. Okay, this is the magnesium metal ribbons. Okay, so what happens when it burns in the oxygen? So when the magnesium metal burns, it reacts with the oxygen found in the air to form a magnesium oxide. So dear students, when you are going to do the activity, it don't do at your home. This is the laboratorial activity. You cannot go for this at your home because it is very reactive metal. So this is the magnesium metal. It easily catches the fire. Why? Because it reacts very easily with the oxygen. So when the magnesium is reacting with the oxygen, which compound you are going to form here? That is the magnesium oxide, and a compound is a metal in which atoms of different elements are bonded to one another, and oxygen and magnesium combine in a chemical reaction to form its compound. Okay, so here the compound definition is there. Compound is nothing but the two types of the different elements are bonded together. One element, two elements are bonded together to form a compound. Is it? To form a compound. So here this magnesium oxide is considered to be a compound. It is a magnesium oxide. When the two types of elements are bonded together, it forms a compound. So which type of compound we got here? That is the magnesium oxide. Okay, let's recall one by one how the metals is reacting with another things. So most metals react with water. The reactive metals can react with the cold water also. So dear students, some of the metals are there which reacting with the cold water also. So the metal which reacting with the water is considered to be a metal hydroxide. So dear students, just recall yesterday's class. When copper is reacting with the H2O, it forms as a CuOH twice. Is it? So here you can observe how the metal is reacting with the water. It gives the metal hydroxide with the formation of hydrogen, as well as some of the less reactive metals. It cannot react with the cold water, so it reacts with the steam. Steam is nothing but it is also one of the form of water itself. Okay, steam form of the water. So here when the metal is reacting with the steam, it gives the metal oxide. Dear students, keep in your mind, don't forget this thing, that metal is reacting with water, it forms the metal hydroxide. How the water should be? The water should be a cold water, whereas the metal is reacting with the steam or the high temperature of water, then is considered to be a metal oxide. So with the formation of hydrogen. So these are the basic concept you must to know when the metal is reacting with the water. Next is the most metals react with the dilute hydrochloric acid. So dear students, when the metal is reacting with the any kind of the acid, it gives the metal salt, it gives the metal salt. So here one example is there where metal is reacting with the hydrochloric acid, it gives the metal chloride, any type of the metal. If suppose Cu is there, then what is the formula? It is CuCl2 plus hydrogen gas. Okay, at present you don't have any kind of the reaction, so that's why I am not discussing here. So don't worry about this thing, you will going to learn in the 10th standard. So just keep in your mind, when the metal is reacting with the hydrochloric acid, it gives the metal salt formation plus the hydrogen gas. Okay, so these three things you have to be keep in your mind. So dear students, one activity we have here, the displacement of the metal. Okay, so the displacement of the metal, how you are going to be considered here. Okay, let's take a one simple activity. So this is the copper sulfate solution, which is a blue in color, Okay, so and you are going to add here one iron nail it is. Okay, this nail is made up of iron. So what happened after few moments, or you can say few time, what happened, this blue color will going to be converted into green in color. Okay, this will going to be converted into green in color. So in this way what happened, what you can observe here, the iron, okay, you have dipped into copper sulfate solution, then you got a greenish color. So it means this sulfate is reacting, okay, this sulfate is reacting with iron. Okay, they are going to be make the bond formation as a FeSO4, and copper it gets releases from this solution. Okay, so dear students, this is the one small activity just I have explained here, where the displacement of metals is taken place. Okay, so dear students, how you are going to get this, whether the reaction has taken place or not? So here change in state also, you can change in state is different kind. So change in the color, change in the color is the witness of the displacement of the metal, is it? So before which color was there? Before it was a blue in color, now which color you got here? That is the green in color. So in this way what happened, you got the reaction and you got the FeSO4 as a green in color, and copper gets releases, copper is disappears from this solution, and FeSO4 found a new solution here. So this is the single displacement reaction, how it is possible. So dear students, recall what we have learned in the last class, means before one day we have learned the reactivity series of the metal. So just let's jump there. Dear students, now you have the reactivity series of the metal. So in this way, first take a last example itself, iron, and where is the copper? Iron is the most reactive metal compared to the copper, is it? So here which is the most reactive? Potassium, and here which is the least reactive? It is the gold. Okay, so within this series itself you have to be think it while changing the or while writing the reaction, that which metal is going to be displacement. Okay, so all the time you cannot go for the activity, so sometimes you have to go for the theory also. So if you have remembered this reactivity series of the metal, then it is easy to understand how you are going to get the displacement reaction. So just take a last example itself. So copper was poor metal compared to the iron, so that's why iron is displaces the place of copper. Okay, copper is displaced by the iron. So dear students, this is the reactivity series of the metal. So dear students, already I have explained you how to remember the reactivity series. So please stop calling me a careless zebra, instead trying learning how copper saves gold. Okay, so if you by heart this word, then it is easy to remember the reactivity series of the metals. Okay dear students, so in this way we can analyze that the metal is reacting, or you can say displace the one place to the another place on the basis of their reactivity series. Okay dear students, so these are the things today we have learned. Students, already we have discussed how to remember the reactivity series, so please stop in calling me a careless zebra, instead try learning how copper saves gold. If you by heart this line, then it is easy to remember the reactivity series of the metals. So till now we have learned how to remember the reactivity series of the metals. Okay, so dear students, if you know the reactivity series of the metal, then it is easy to write the displacement reaction. Okay, now dear students, we have a one question: do all metals corrode? Okay, corrode or corroded? Okay, so dear students, just recall this. So whether gold is corroded? No. Whether silver is corroded? No. Whether mercury is corroded? No. So that's why we have to think this. Metals have a differently when exposed to the environment. Yes, this thing we have learned. And gold is an unreactive metals and does not corrode easily. Yes, because this is the least reactive metal. So in the many culture, gold is considered as a precious metal and is used to make a scared and decorative objects. Okay, so in the ancient time, why the gold is considered to be a for making the ornaments? Because due to its less reactivity towards the nature. The items made from gold can survive for thousands of years and have even been found in a good conduction of underwater. If you are keeping any material which is made up of gold, then also it will not going to be corrode. Okay, because it is a less unreactive metal. In general, objects made from the metals that corrode easily do not survive for us long. Okay, so here the objects which is made from the gold, it can survive for long years, but whereas when we are taking for another metals, it will not going to be survive. Okay, so this is the some facts about the metal gold. Okay dear students, so till now we have learned so many things about the chemical properties of the metals. In next class we are going to consider the next concept about the metals and the non-metals. So just be ready and keep studying. Have a good day. Bye bye.